Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay folks, welcome back to our series of videos on decimals. Okay, this is done by myself, Mr. Imran Iqbal from Imran Iqbal One-to-One Tutor. You can find my channel on YouTube under that name. Right, first of all, this is the work that we're going to be doing today. Decimal addition, exercise 6, questions 1 to 28. Hopefully this should come nice and clearly on the video now that you got there. You can pause it, do print screen and put it into Paint and print it out. You can use that as an exercise for today's video. Okay, so this is adding decimals, video number 1. Okay, the addition of decimals and the subtraction of decimals is done in exactly the same fashion. Okay, but I'm going to split it up into 2 videos just to make it a bit more easier to manage and to digest. So, first of all, when we're adding decimal numbers, let's look at an example first of all. So, let's put this to one side. Okay. Okay, before we start the video, I want to go through a quotation of the week. So, verily, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find peace. This is a quotation I have got from the Holy Quran, which is Surah number 13, ayah number 28. I want to start off with that first today, just as something for us to think about. Video number 1. Right, let's look at the example. We have question number 1. Again, I'm going to write nice and big. So when you see the video, it's easy for you to pick up the numbers on the video, because otherwise the squares on this book are a bit small. When you do your work, please make them the normal size, please. Otherwise you'll have huge work in your books as well. Okay, so now we have example number 1. We're going to look at 79.6 add 36.2 plus 36.2 plus 41. Okay, so we have our 3 numbers here. We have a mixture of a decimal number, and a whole number. Okay, so we need to know how to deal with these numbers. First of all, any whole number that we have to convert the whole number into a decimal number by decimalizing it. So 0.0. Okay, so we now converted the 41 into 41.0. We've changed the whole number into a decimal number. Okay, so first of all we decimalize the number. Okay, let's go through that part there in a bit more detail now. So if I have the number 3 and I want to decimalize that, what do I get? I get 3.0. If I have the number, for example, 16 and I want to decimalize 16, the number becomes 16.0. The decimal point is always at the end of the whole number. The decimal point is always at the end. The end means the far right whole number. Okay, 3 becomes 3.0, 16 becomes 16.0. the number hasn't changed. Okay, and if I give you, for example, 129, that becomes 129.0. good. Okay, so that's just a little mini session on how we change whole numbers into decimal numbers. Okay, with some more examples. Let's get back to our original question. So we have 79.6 add 36.2 add 41.0. So first step is to decimalize everything. We've done that. Step number 2, we need to line up vertically, line up all oops so let's go. Okay, let's get the make sure it's in the right part of the video. So let's start over here. 79.6, 36.2 and 41.0. Okay, with the red pen I'm going to go through when you do your questions. You do not need to draw with red lines. That's just for the demonstration purpose for this video lesson. So right, so at the moment you don't have any missing columns. If you have any missing gaps in the numbers, if you do, just fill them in with zeros, okay, to make the number look nice in here. So we start on the right hand side as we do with all addition questions. So we do 6, okay, add 2, and that will give you 8, add nothing is still 8. Copy the decimal point into the answer part. So here's the decimal point here, 1, 2, 3. All the decimal points are in line. You must line up the decimal point. That's a very important part of the lesson. Okay, next we have 9. I'm going to do 9 add 1, that's easier. 9 add 1 is 10. Add the 6 is 16. 7 add 3 is 10. 10 add 4 is 14. Add the 1 on the bottom is 15. Make sure you keep each number in a box and keep everything lined up. Yes, the number 1 has come off there because we have units, tens, but that's hundreds. That's fine. And the question is done. Okay, that's example number 1. Question number 1. Now we're going to move on to another question, onto the second page over here. Okay, we're going to do one more question and then we're going to stop the video and we're going to give you a chance to have a go at some questions. Okay, let's choose a different question. Okay, let's have a look at, okay, question, here we go. Example number 2, we have 131, and then we add to that number 20, and then we add to that 16.15. Okay, I'll be back in one moment. Please give me a second. Right. Okay, sorry for that bit of delay there. Just had to deal with some issues of noise. Okay, that's done. So we have here, what's this kind of number is this? Whole number. This is also a whole number, and this one is a decimal number. What do we do with the whole numbers? We have to decimalize them. So the number 131, shall I put the decimal point here, 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 or here? Where does it go? At the end. Well done, thank you. Okay, the next number 20. So we'll put the decimal at the front, in the middle, or the end? At the end. Okay, so let's put the decimal points in red. Okay, to indicate that I'll put them in afterwards. It's not part of the original question. So we have followed step 1. We've decimalized all whole numbers. We've done that. The second part is line up all the decimal points in the questions. So here we go. Let's try the second part now. I'm going to do this nice and big. Okay, so we have here 131, 20 point, okay. Right. Technique number 2 says line up all the decimal points vertically. This is what we're doing. So what's missing from the bottom here? The decimal point in the answer. A nice big fat one there. Right. If you look at this question over here now, it looks like some numbers are missing. We've got gaps in the number. So what should we do with the gaps? Put zeros in there. We put unnecessary zeros in to help us with the question. Now the question looks much more full. So now the question looks like a normal start of the question with no gaps in the numbers. So now we are ready to add. So again, we start from the right hand side. We add 0 is 0, add 5 is 5. 0 add 0 is 0, add 1 is 1. 1 add nothing is 1, add 6 is 7. 3 add 2 is 5, add the 1 is 6. And then 1 adds nothing here to add to the 1, so just copy the 1 down, and we are finished. So the number 131 add 20 add 16.15 becomes 131.00 add 20.00 add 16.15. We start on the right hand side like any normal addition, line up the decimal points, and we add like a normal adding question. Okay, that is the end of our addition of decimals question, video 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you some questions for you to try. Okay, so I'm going to put the sheet on top of here so you can hopefully see the questions. So I'd like you to do for me something like nice and easy. Question number 2 first. 1.3 add 4.2 add 3.1. Number 1. Follow that up by number 4, which is 89.71 add 49.1 add 98. Okay, and just to finish it off, one more question. We can do question number 7, which is 0.3 add 7 add 6.25. Okay, so these are the questions I want you to do now. My students who are sitting next to me here will do these questions now for classwork. I want you to try them, and in the second video, video number 2 of adding decimals, I will go through those answers with you together, nice and slowly. Okay folks, thank you for watching video number 1, and inshallah we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you're finding these videos beneficial. If you are, please subscribe to the videos so you can see the new videos as they come online. And also you could drop us if you like them, drop us a like on the YouTube. And if you don't like them, just drop us a note. We can try to improve the videos for the following videos. Thank you very much. See you in video number 2.